We turn our attention to Recode Knoxville. It's an effort to overhaul the local zoning code, make Knoxville's rules fit the growing and changing nature of our city. And last night, members of the community had the opportunity to weigh in and ask some questions about what's unfolding here. It's the first time in some 50 years we've seen a relook at a comprehensive plan to Recode Knoxville. Here to talk more about that, Scott Barker and Jesse Mayshark. They are the owners of the online news outlet, The Compass. We appreciate you being here. We'll get to more on that effort. But first, you had 70 people show up last night. Scott, what impressed you most about what you heard from the crowd?
Well, one of the most impressive things is how engaged people are on something like zoning, which typically people's eyes glaze over and things like that. But they're very passionate about it because the people who showed up understand how zoning changes can affect their neighborhoods and their quality of life. And
you broke some news as well with Gerald Green, the MPC director, talking about the direction they'd like to move for certain dwellings.
Yes, one of the flashpoints, especially for neighborhood groups, been what are called accessory dwelling units, like carriage houses or garage apartments. And the new code would allow those in every residential area. There was a lot of opposition to that. The MPC has decided to make a requirement that if you have one at your residence, you have to live there as an owner-occupied requirement, which some of the neighborhood groups who opposed it have said that that would be okay. They could live with that.
Jesse, let's talk about The Compass as a small business venture. You both are veteran journalists in town. You've had some work in government as well, but you started this online news outlet 2.5 months ago. What have you seen develop since then?
We've had really great response from people. I think, we felt like there was a need for this, for a few more kind of boots on the ground on the local news scene, and I think that what we're hearing from people is that it's a little bit of a niche thing. People who really care what happens at city council and county commission and school board, but if you add all those together, there's a lot of people, because like Scott's saying, something like zoning, it sounds boring, but it actually affects everybody's lives in a very direct way. And so I think people are enjoying having just kind of a good, constant, reliable stream of information on all of that.
It's a daily report. I get it. In 20 seconds, what do you think is the top 2 issues on the agenda for Mayor Jacobs as he moves into 2019?
I think he's still dealing with some issues that he inherited, and so he still has to make a decision on what happens with the Andrew Johnson building. Is the county going to sell that? If so, where's the school system going to move? There's this BMX bike track proposal in South Knoxville, which has kind of been put on hold, that they're looking at. So he's still in that transition period where he's kind of figuring out how to do the job and also dealing with a lot of stuff that was kind of left hanging. But I think he wants to wrap all those up by the end of the year.
All right, Jesse and Scott, appreciate the background and best of luck. We'll continue to watch and listen and read.
Thanks so much.
You bet.